Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero. We are back again talking about EVS, absolutely talking about another ex-CG person by the name of Doug TenNapel, of course making up lies about him. We also have this Comicsgate documentary that recently came out. It's about 2 hours long. I'll leave a link to it below in the description. But you have certain individuals by the name of the Moistback, or an individual by the name of the Moistback, absolutely coping and seething and claiming that Air July is a lolcow. Yeah, obviously, the most important thing to you is not picking up a dictionary and not reading what the definition of a lolcow is, because a person who would be a lolcow would be someone that's easily rage baited into something, and you laugh at that when literally all you're doing is commentating or whatever you're doing really on Air July success. You're talking about numbers you'll never see in your life. You're talking about an individual who literally you just repeat the same garbage that you're told by your frog daddy on a consistent basis, and you just make crap up as you go. But we do have the Blood Roof #1 pre-order collection up at 6,482 books, 369,000 in total sales, written by the Sosk sisters and drawn by Michael Montanet, who was a fan art contest winner. You also had the black and white version, which is the cheapest Rippaverse book that has ever been put out, so get in on that where you fit in. We also have Achromatic Chronicles Green, claiming the pre-order goal and surpassing it. 1,365 books sold. That's a lot more than Hierophant, if you ask me. I'm pretty sure that EVS constantly copes and seethes over it on a regular basis now because he wants to sit here and say it's flopping along. Well, I guess your campaign is dying or failing or not really flopping along as well by your logic. We also have The Horseman ending in 12 days with estimated fulfillment starting on November 18th with over 12,000 books sold and over 714,000 in total sales. Now, moving on over to the lie that this man wants to put out there, saying that in this clip of EVS from a week ago, smears Doug TenNapel as the Q people when it comes to his political analysis. As you see below, Doug is willing to go against what people want to hear. Shout out to Stu and the God, by the way. Doug TenNapel's books are awesome. Just saying.
Very similar people there trying to understand. I like Lib Hive Mind, but he's doing the Doug TenNapel thing, telling you what you want to hear to get clicks. No, this is like more like he's reporting on the regular news. Doug TenNapel goes to really obscure hopium sites. Like if you're getting from Daily Wire and things, it's pretty like mainstream. If your news sources are Real Clear Politics and things like that, that's one thing. I think Doug goes to, what are some of the places that he goes to get news stuff? It's QAnon for the most part.
Literally with a tweet right under here says, this map also proves there was no election fraud, or there were no election day shenanigans in 2020. I disagree. I might have to do a separate video on this. I'm perfectly okay with believing the 2020 election was stolen, but I have yet to see hard evidence. You clearly can see that he's not going along with the narrative or the story that's put out saying that the 2020 election was stolen. It was. Absolutely was, considering that this man got 81 million votes and nobody actually cared about what he had to say, and he was just merely a puppet in the White House when everyone prior to him got somewhere between 60 and 69 million votes, and then even Kamala just recently got 65 million votes. It's interesting to me how it wasn't stolen, but yet that's a thing. But then you go down here with EVS telling Doug TenNapel he will always have his back.
We're friends for life, and you know my loyalty with friends. You can't get rid of me.
And you know mine.
Yeah.
For real, like, yeah, we are brothers now. I mean, it's a serious thing. So I will always have your back. And this is just the beginning. Obviously, this is the first one, and I think
We're friends for life, and you know my loyalty with friends.
Yeah, exactly. So moving on along here to what we're talking about, this documentary that just recently came out. It says How to Delete a Movement. Comicsgate, again, it's over 2 hours long. I will leave a link to it below in the description. People are saying it's actually very good. But this is the comment also going around from this clown right here, saying, lame and gay the video. Eric July is a huge lolcow. Again, where I say, clearly reading a dictionary isn't high on the Moistback list. How can you be a lolcow when you don't succumb to being rage-baited? Eric is making millions of dollars yearly while his channel is completely dead. You can see right here, we'll just do a quick refresh, just so we can see what the current number is for this terrible live stream. 43 watching. Man can barely break 1,000 views on a live stream nowadays. His videos are absolutely nonsense, claiming that Chuck Dixon apparently predicted the end of the Rippaverse, which never happened. Clearly saying that Achromatic Chronicles Green was a flop, and it wasn't because he's retarded. And then over here saying now it's a failure. It went from being a flop to being a failure, which are both incorrect statements, considering that he made the money in half the time from the first book to the second book, and he hit the sales goal. So it can't be a failure when you hit the sales goal and surpass it as well. And he's got over 2 months to promote the book. The interesting thing is you're supposedly coming out with a comic book that looks like an absolute trash fire and a coloring book, and yet you're sitting here trying to do exactly what EVS does on a consistent basis, trying to trash other creators and make shit up. Yes, and just like Mr. Brady says, Frog Tony's a tourist whose opinions about CG are useless. Just know the Masterson Simp trying to make a name for himself. Yeah, he made himself out to be an actual locale. So, it's interesting to me how that works. But we also have, apparently, Katie Did Dogs works for EVS. Looks like Katie Did Dogs is going to be working for All Caps Comics. Yeah, that'll be smooth sailing. No, that'll be an absolute trash fire. She would be doing customer service, as if anybody wants to listen to this old hag talk to you about customer service. As she's trying to sit here and make crap up about other individuals for no real reason other than what EVS does. Again, just regurgitating the same garbage coming out of EVS's mouth. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this video.
Young Trash Cast. Let's address the elephant in the room. Is Katie joining All Caps Comics? Oh.
Again, Young Trash Cast is supposed to be a play on Young Isom because, of course, this man hates on Air July so much that he just copies what he does. It's interesting how that works.
I'm going to very strongly consider making Katie a job offer to do some of the. We're gonna set up a new email address, and Katie's gonna be involved in doing customer service if she wants that kind of job. She can like make the fans.
Nobody is gonna want to talk to this individual.
Know that we love them, because I'm tired of it. I don't.
I guess you need the customer service individual because you can't handle it yourself.
I don't have any love left in my heart, Tony. I've become a bitter cynic. I'm not like the last thing I need to be doing right now is kind of laying all that off on my fans, my customers.
What you really need to be doing is stop streaming 6+ hours a day and tend to your wife and child, and don't use them as a shield. Be a real man.
Customers, treating them like I would treat Matt Barr. Like everybody's on my nerves.
You already treat your customers like you treat Matt Barr. You treat your customers like trash because you still haven't got your 4-year-old books back as you continue to sit here with your new campaign getting absolutely trashed on by an all-ages book by Jay, John 3PO, who is a lot more popular, a lot more loved than you. A lot more favorable than you. Like everyone.
Yeah, just get like Katie to do it. Katie could just be like, "Hey, thank you, All Caps Comics." Bye.
She couldn't even handle getting backlash for her degeneracy as she played a video over and over about the Sasuke sisters trying to, claim they're degenerate by talking about their old horror films, things that are not real, while being exposed as an absolute degenerate who laughs with a bunch of other ladies of a demon dog having relations with a minor. But somehow, some way, she's going to deal with customer service, which she couldn't even handle being on the internet in general.
It'd be really, really nice. And look at her; she's all decked out in the gear. She's ready to go.
Yep. I'm ready to go. Yeah. Of course, I would love to do customer service. Because I know Andrea did it.
The funny thing is, they'll sit here and say, "Oh, she's all decked up in the gear," but if I'm decked up in Rippaverse gear from an actual company that actually gives a crap about their customers and actually gets their books out on time and quality products, they'll say I'm a shill. But if I call her a shill right now, which I don't care, to me she's actually a shill because she's a complete tourist in the comics industry or in the comic space, yeah, she would be considered a shill.
For a while. And in her situation, I would like to help get that burden off her a little bit. So I would be happy to do customer service and stuff like that.
And yes, you'd be taking the burden a little bit off of Andrea because, of course, Ethan can't do it himself because he's a little ass boy.
I don't mind, but there is no pressure. I don't You know, man, Ethan, I don't ask for anything. I don't expect anything from you. You know, so that's your decision, and I'd be
Katie,
happy to talk to you when you're.
you would be a salaried employee like Eric Weathers, and it would be your job to make sure that, and you'd have to coordinate with Mikey and everybody in the warehouse to make sure that, like, you know, certain, if somebody's like, hey, my book arrived but it's damaged, keep that away from me. You deal with that. Your job to.
Again, the guy who's been doing it himself all this time can't handle a customer talking about damaged product. Yeah, new CG is cooked.
Like, you know, hey, Mikey, these guys, they need a new book. Almost like 100% of the time, or 99% of the time, the customer is always right. If that makes any sense. So it's like if they got a damaged book, you want to make sure they get a new one, and you coordinate that with Mikey to make sure that happens. Mikey runs the warehouse and everybody over there. That would be the kind of thing. It would make our lives a whole lot easier. And Mikey does eBay. Mikey does fulfillment. The last thing Mikey does is email complaints, which drives me up the wall, because then I got to hear about them on my show. Hey, I emailed you.
Right.
That's because you're a soy boy, just like the people you're talking to. That's like the individual you're talking to down there.
Times I haven't heard from anybody yet. But clearly, like, Andrea, you know, fulfilled that role for a while, but she just can't do it anymore. So we might have to employ you.
I would be happy to do that.
Also, oh no, he's hiring employees. It's all over. It's all over All Caps Comics because he's hiring employees, guys.
I would be happy to help, and so that way it's the last thing you guys got to worry about. So, yeah.
Such a joke. It's an absolute joke. Funny how someone else can have employees and it's all over and downhill, but then someone else hires an employee. Crickets. Absolute crickets. At the end of the day, all these people are clowns. They're going to continue to be clowns. We'll just continue to laugh at them and call it their nonsense, their hypocrisy, because they decide not to hold Ethan's feet to the fire and just let him go on and do whatever he dang well pleases, because apparently they don't hold each other accountable for literally anything. Thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this video, hit the like button, comment below if you feel about this, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all, that way you get a notification anytime I post a new video or go live on this channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.